Hi everyone, this is Santosh Kumar DK, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Canara Engineering College, Mangaluru. I am going to discuss Computer Organization course with subject code 18CS34. In this course, we'll study the organization of the digital computer, the peripheral connections, memory organization, and also the little bit discussion about ALU and CU working. The study material regarding this course is available on the given website. You are free to refer the website for the study material. Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss Module 4 from the Computer Organization, Arithmetic. Content goes like this. First, we'll discuss numbers and arithmetic operations and addition and subtraction of signed numbers, designing of a fast adder, multiplication, where in multiplication we'll perform multiplication on positive numbers, signed operand multiplication, fast multiplication, and integer division. And in integer division, we'll be performing two techniques. First, before proceeding into the detailed discussion of the module, what we are going to do here is we'll learn how to convert decimal to binary. If we have already learned, we'll recall how to do this, because whatever the arithmetic operations we are performing on this module are completely on the binary numbers, but the values most of the cases will be given in decimal, so we should know how to convert a given decimal to binary. Let's see how to do this. Take an example 25, and the base of the decimal number system is 10, and how to convert the decimal to binary, you have to keep on dividing 25 by the base of the binary number system. The base of the binary number system is 2. Until you cannot divide the existing value by 2, you have to repeat the task and you have to mark the quotient and the remainder. Let's see how to do this. First, let me take 25. Let's try to divide it by 2. So as I said, we have to mark two values over there. One is the quotient and another one is the remainder. Next, again 12 is divisible by 2. So I'll try to divide, and I got 6 as the quotient and 0 as the remainder. Again 6 is divisible. I got a quotient 3 and remainder as 0. Again 3 is divisible. I got a quotient 1 and remainder as 1. And now 1 is not divisible by 2, so I will stop over here and let me see how to check, how to mark the bits for the conversion. So you should start from the bottom, quotient and the remainder of that and remaining remainders. You have to take only these values, which is in the format of zeros and ones. And this is 11001 is the binary version of the given number 25. This is how we are going to convert the given decimal number to binary. Now let's see how to convert binary to decimal. I'll take the same value which I have discussed in the previous example, so that it will be easy for us to verify. This is how we found the given decimal to binary version. So let's see how to do this. First, mark the bits. So how many bits are there? It is having 5 bits, and bit number starts with 0 till 4. So take up individual bit B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, and you have to write in the 2 to the powers, that because I am converting from binary to decimal. Now you have to multiply that with the 2 to the powers. So first, whatever the bit number you are having over here, that will be the power of the 2, and it is multiplied with 1. Bit number, whatever the bit value it is having, that is 1, and next I am having 0 with 2 to the power of 1, and again 0 with 2 to the power of 2, again 1 with 2 to the power of 3, and 1 with 2 to the power of 4. Now let's evaluate. So 1 into 16, 2 to the power of 4 is 16, 1 into 8, and this is 0, and this is also 0, because even though it is 4 and it is 2, it results in 0, and this is 1. Now, whenever you are having a odd number, this is also one more thing you have to remember. Whenever you are having a odd number, so then the last bit will be always 1. If it is an even number, then last bit will be always 0. Let's evaluate in the next level. We got 16, 8 and 1, because these two results in 0. Now 16 plus 8 plus 1 will result in 25. This is how we are going to convert the given binary into decimal. Next, see how to represent the number in ones complement and twos complement. So why we need this ones complement and twos complement technique is because we are going to represent signed numbers over here in this module, and we are going to represent those signed numbers in twos complement. For example, if it is minus 25, we are going to represent in twos complement. To do that, first we should know how to find the twos complement. This is the binary version of 25, which we have already seen, and ones complement means you have to write the inverse of the each bit. Like if it is 1, I have to write 0 here. If it is 0, I have to write 1. Again 0, 1, 1 will become 0, 1 will become 0. This is the ones complement of the 25. Next, see how to find the twos complement. Once after we find the ones complement, what we have to do is we have to add 1 to the ones complement, and the result will be in twos complement. Now we will add this 0 and 1 will result in 1, and 1 remains as it is, 1 remains as it is, 0 remains as it is, 0 remains as it is. This is the twos complement of 25. 0 0 1 1 1 is the twos complement of 1 1 0 0 1. In decimal we call it as 25. Why we need this? Because whenever we are going to work on the signed numbers, we are converting the signed number to twos complement, then only we will perform the operations over here. Next, I'll give you a shortcut method where you can easily find the twos complement faster than finding ones complement, than finding twos complement. It takes little time, because here your job is not only to find the twos complement. After finding the twos complement, you have to perform either multiplication or division or addition or subtraction. So to do this, again you are having many more pending works after finding the twos complement. That's why I will show you how to find the twos complement of the given number in a faster way. First, what you have to do is first mark all the digits as it is until you will find 1 from LSB. This is LSB, this is MSB, right? You start from LSB, keep all the bits as it is. Keep all the bits as it is until you will get 1, until you will get encounter with 1. Yes, I have marked 1 0 0 as it is, because this is the bit number 2 is the place where I got 1, and remaining bits 0 1 0 1. What I have to do is I have to find the ones complement of this. It means 0 will become 1 here, 1 will become 0 here, and 0 will become 1 here, and 1 will become 0 here. This is the twos complement of 84, that is 101 01 00. If you want, you can verify by applying the ones complement, adding 1 and finding the twos complement. The result will be same. Let's see how to represent signed numbers in computer. If it is a positive 25, we got to know how to find this binary version 11001, and I'm marking with the bits. So now if you are going to mention the sign of the given number, first what you have to do is you have to go with the MSB bit, additional 1 bit, which is going to tell the sign of the given number. So that is, for a positive number it is 0, and for negative number it is 1. This is positive 25, that's why I marked with a 0, and the twos complement of this. The twos complement we already found. So I have told you already a shortcut to found this. I will also tell you again, I will recall how we found in a shortcut way. As I said, you have to keep 1 as it is until the bit 1 you are going to encounter, you have to write as it is. So in the first B0 itself I have 1, so I wrote as it is, and remaining bits, remaining these 4 bits, what I have to do, I have to find the complement of it. 0 will become 1, 0 will become 1, 1 will become 0, 1 will become 0. This is the easy way to find the 2's complement. And next, now it is a signed number. So this is positive and I want to represent in negative number. So this will also become 1 because I told you have to find the inverse of this. The inverse of 0 will become 1, which is nothing but a negative sign. So this is what is negative 25 is. Whenever we are going to represent a negative number, we are going to represent it with the 2's complement of the original number. Next, let's see 84, which was one more example we had seen. The positive version of this remains as it is by adding a sign bit and representing sign bit as 0. This is a additional bit I have added. And now how to convert this to a negative 84? What you have to do? First find the 2's complement of this. How to find the 2's complement? Start from B naught, that is LSB, until you will find a one value in any of the bit. You have to write as it is, and after that whatever you are going to get, for that you have to find the 1's complement. See, 0 will become 1, 1 will become 0, 0 will become 1, 1 will become 0, and the sign bit was 0 because it is positive, and now it has become 1. This is how we are going to find the negative version of the given number in computer with the help of 2's complement technique. Let's see for given values from 0 to 7 how to find the positive version and negative version, where here to represent 7, 0 to 7, we need maximum 3 bits, and I told you we need extra bit to represent a sign bit. So this table is going to represent 0 to 7 in positive and negative, and in the format of sign and magnitude, where you are clearly mentioning, just like a normal decimal number system, you are going to mention plus and minus, positive sign and negative sign. And in 1's complement, what we are going to do, we are going to have the same version, but here in the binary the values will change. The binary values of the same will be changing. We will see that. And the same version with the 2's complement. Let's see, 0 1 1 1 is positive 7. How we can tell? If you want to convert this, you can convert it to decimal. 1 plus 2 plus 4, it is 7. So we got 7. Even in 1's complement also it is 7. Even in 2's complement also it is 7, because we are going to change the values only when it is a negative number. And 6 remains as it is, 5 remains as it is, 4 remains as it is, 3 remains as it is, 2 remains as it is, 1 remains as it is, 0 also remains as it is. Next is the negative numbers. When it is 1 0 0 0, it means it is a negative 0 in sign magnitude, and negative 7 in 1's complement, and in 2's complement it is negative 8. And next we are having 1 0 0 1, which is negative 1 in sign magnitude, and negative 6 in 1's complement, and negative 7 in 2's complement. Similarly, until we are going to find 1 1 1 1, that is negative 7 in sign magnitude, and negative 0 in 1's complement, and negative 1 in 2's complement. Why we are doing this here is, based on these values we are going to perform some arithmetic operation, addition and subtraction in the next stage. Hope this is clear to you. The same technique you apply what I have explained in the previous slides, and you can get these values. Next, how to perform the addition of two positive numbers. So 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. But when you are going to add 1 and 1, actually the value here, the addition of binary numbers is going on, not the addition of decimal number. So according to our decimal, 1 plus 1 is 2. It is not. It is in binary. 1 plus 1 is 0, and the carry will be 1. And if you take up 2 also in decimal number system, I'll just write, if I take up 2 also, the binary version of this 2, if I divide the 2 by 0, 1 and 0, the binary version of that is again 1 0, which was same even when we add binary numbers. But we are performing a binary addition, so you have to write this answer. But I have told you, even if you get an answer in decimal, how to get that into binary. We'll see how to perform addition of positive and negative numbers with the mod system. Why we need mod system? Because if you are going to tell this is what is the range I have, you should not exceed the range. You should bound to the range. Then what we are going to do is we are going to set the limit. If you are going to cross it, we are going to again find the modulus of it, and we'll bring you back to the within those values, because there are number of bits which is reserved for each operations. So if you are going to exceed those number of bits, you will not get an exact value because you have exceeded, which we call it as a overflow. And what you are going to get is, we call it as you are going to get a garbage value. It is not because you cannot store it, you are not getting a garbage value, because it's going to apply a mod system on it. Let's see how to add 7 and 4. The binary version of 7 is 0 1 1 1, and the 4 is 0 1 0 1. The addition is very simple. 1 and 0 is 1, 1 and 0 is 1, 1 and 1 is 0, and carry goes to be 1. So now the answer is 1011. Actually, what is the value if you add 7 plus 4? It is 11. Let's see, have we got 11? This is 1, this is 2 if I am converting to decimal, and this is 4 is 0, and this is 8. 8 plus 2 plus 1, it is 11. Yes, we got a correct answer. And see whether I crossed n value, whether I am within the n value or did I cross. So 11 is lesser than 16, answer remains same. Next, see 9 and 14. 9 and 14, the answer will be 23. It means 23 is crossing 16, and if I take up a mod with 16, the answer will be, if I take up a mod with 16, the answer will be 7. Let's see how to perform this. First, let me add a simple version. So the 9 will be in binary 1001, that is 1 plus 8, and 14 will be 8 plus 4 plus 2, it is 14. As I said in the beginning, if you are having a even number, then the last bit will be B0 will be 0. If you are having a odd number, the B0 will be 1. Let's add this. 1 and 0 will be 1. 1 and 0 and 1 will be 1. 0 and 1 will be 1. And 1 and 1 will be 0, and the carry will be 1. So here what I did, I have exceeded the given limit. So now what I have to do, I have to take a mod with the 16. So 16 in binary is 1 0 0 0 0. Now you have to perform the addition operation, same. So now when you perform an addition operation, what it is going to do, it is going to find 1 1 1, and this is 0, this is 0. Again there is a carry, we ignore it. As I said, if it is a 23 and this answer is 23, whatever I got over here is 23, that is 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 16. So it is 23. Now if I take up a mod 16, then the remaining value will be 7. 1 plus 2 plus 4. Next, let's see how to find the answer 7 plus minus 3. So as I said, whenever you are going to get a negative version of a given number, your job is to find the 2's complement of the number. When you are finding the 2's complement of the number, what you have to do is you have to first remember. So if I write 3 initially, first I will write 7. 7 is 0, 1, 1, 1. Why I added 0 here? Because it's a sign bit. Similarly, I will convert this to 4-bit number. So 1, 1 is the 3, and I will add 2 more bits to that. So now if I find the 2's complement of this is positive 3. Next find negative 3. The negative 3 will be, as I said, you have to keep 1 as it is and complement of these 3 bits. Until 1 you have to keep as it is. Now this complement will be 0, this will be 1, this will be 1. This is negative 3. So that is what I have done over here. Now what I did, this is positive, this is positive 7, and this is the negative 3, and now you don't have to perform the subtraction. When the number is in 2's complement, even though if you perform the addition, it will result in the subtraction answer. That is how it's going to work. And in computer, we will not perform subtraction, we will not perform multiplication, we will not perform division. Everything will be performed with the help of all the answers you are going to get with the help of addition operations and shift operations. You need not to worry about how to perform this. Everything will be performed with the help of only addition. Why only with the addition? Why can't we do with the multiplication? Why can't we have a circuit for multiplication? Why can't we have a circuit for division? Why can't we have a circuit for subtraction? Is because creation of logical circuits cost you more, and coming with a different type of logical circuits for individual arithmetic operation, again, which results in the more cost in the hardware development. That's why what the scientists have done is they will perform the operation of addition, and finally they will get the answer whatever we were expecting from the arithmetic operations. It might be addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. That is what we are going to learn from this module. Now, even though the answer says it is a subtraction, 7 minus 3, that should be 4, but I am performing the addition operation only. But first I have converted minus 3 into 2's complement of it, and the mandatory thing is you should add additional bit, sign bit over here. Now let's see. 1 and 1, the answer is 0 when I am adding, and the carry goes to be 1. Now carry is 1, carry is over here, it is 1, and the carry is again 0, and carry goes to be 1 over here. Now 1 and 1 is 0 and 1 is added. Now the 1 will be written over here, and the carry of the previous will goes to here, and 1 and 1 is 0 here, and the carry goes, that carry we are going to ignore. And similarly we are going to perform the 2's complement of addition and subtraction operation on these given values. So here the simple values they have given. First we have to add 2 and 3. First we have to add 2 and 3. The answer is 5. So how to get 0 and 1 is 1. 1 and 1 is 0, and the carry is 1 because it is added with 0 over here, and it results 0. Here one extra bit is given for sign bit. So because they have mentioned the sign of each number. So now what is the answer? Let me mark it. Yeah. The answer of this is 1, and the answer of this is 0, and the answer of this is 1, because this is 1, 1 and 1 is 0, and carry is 1, and 0 plus carry is 1, and 0 here. Yes. Now 1 0 1, this is positive 5. Yes, sign is 1 and this is positive. Next, coming to the second example. So where we have to add plus 4 and minus 6. Plus 4 is 0 1 0 0, and minus 6, actually the positive 6 is 0 1 1 0, and the 2's complement of this is, as I told, you have to keep all the bits until you are going to encounter 1, that is 1 0, and complement of this will become 0, this will become 1. Now 1 0 1 0 is the 2's complement of positive 6, which is nothing but negative 6. Now let's add this. 0 and 0 is 0, 0 and 1 is 1, 1 and 0 is 1, and 1 and 1 is 1. Now this is the sign bit I told. This is the sign bit we are going to mention. Now what I got? I got negative number, that is 1 1 0 0. 1 1 1 0, sorry, it is 1 1 1 0. This is negative, and the answer is negative 2. How to check whether this is minus 2? Let's convert this again. 1 1 1 0. Let's convert this again back to positive. It means what I am doing is negative 2 into negative 1. What is the answer? It will be positive 2, right? So now what I am doing is I am applying again 2's complement on this. I am applying again 2's complement on this. As I said, directly I am applying till I am going to find 1. I will write as it is, and the remaining bits I will find the complement of it. So this is what, and check out 1 0 is a, and the sign bit is also 0. 1 0 is nothing but it's a positive 2 now. Hope this is clear for you. Similarly, you can also try out for all these examples and you can get the answer. This is for assignment or homework for you. You try out, and if you have any doubts, you can mail me or you can ask me. Let's see some standard rules for performing the addition and subtraction of n-bit signed numbers using the 2's complement representation system. The rules goes like this. To add two numbers, add their n-bit representations, ignoring the carryout signal from the MSB. The sum will be the algebraically correct value in the 2's complement representation as long as the answer is in the range 2 to the power of n minus 1 for negative 2 to the power of n minus 1 through positive 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 1. What it is? Let's see. If I take up n as 4, I am performing operation on n as 4-bit operation I am performing. When I am doing this, 2 to the power of n minus 1, that is 2 to the power of 3, which is nothing but 8, right, which is nothing but 8, which is ranging from minus 8 to, what is the next range? 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 1, that is 8 minus 1, that is 7. So negative 8 to positive 7, it's going to range. The answer should be in this range if I am going to take n as 4. And similarly, to perform the subtract operation, to subtract two numbers x and y, that is to perform x minus y, form the 2's complement of y, because we have seen already you have to find the 2's complement of this and then add it to y or x. As we know, like there is no subtract over here, we are having only addition. So what you have to do, we have to add according to this rule. Again, the result will be the algebraically correct value in the 2's complement representation system. If the answer is in the range 2 to the power of n minus 1 through 2 to the power of negative 2 to the power of n minus 1 through positive 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 1. So let's see some example on this. Based on the rule they have given, we have constructed a circle representation of integer mod system under 16. I am discussing for mod system under 16. This is the general one. As they have told, you can go up to n minus 1. So here we are having 16, and 16, to represent 16, how many bits I want? I want to represent 16 5 bits. So n here what we are doing is till 16 we are going to count all the things till 16. Like if I start from 0 to 15, this is 15 in binary. So 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So how many ranges we are having? 0 to 15 means we are having 16 count we are having. Let's see how to perform this under mod 16. This example I have discussed in the previous slides, where I did directly without using these rules. Now I am applying these rules where it is easy compared to previous task. Let's see how to do this. 7 plus 4. According to the rule 1, what I have to do? I have to find the 7 and add 4 to that. Let's find 7. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Directly I got a 7 over here. Now what I have to do? I have to add 4 to that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I am in 1011. What is 1011? 1011 was the answer we got before also. 1011 is nothing but 11. How to tell 11? 1 plus 2, 3 it is 0, 4 is 0, it is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. We got the answer 11, which is correct, which I did not exceed mod 16, which was the answer in the previous slide discussion also, and same answer we got it. And next see 9 plus 14. So as per the rule 1, because we don't have a negative value over here, we are having a positive value. As per the rule 1, first our job is to locate 9. So this is 7, 8 and 9. 101 1001 is 9. Next what I have to do, I have to add 14 times to this 9. Let's count from here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. The answer is actually 23, but we are going under the mod 16 system. So what we are going to get is 7 we are going to get. Why? Because we have seen the same answer in the previous case also. Once we are crossing the given mod system, we are going to take a mod under 16, and the remaining, if I negate 16 out of 23, the remaining value is 7. So which is the answer over here, and it is also correct, and it is easy compared to previous one, right? Yeah, next we'll perform addition of 7 plus minus 3. First, finding 7 is easy. Before that, they have told you to find, in the rule 2, they have told you to find the 2's complement of positive 3. That is, 2's complement means it is negative 3. So what is negative 3? I need not to find the 2's complement of positive 3. Directly I will get here. See, this is negative 3. 1 1 0 1 is the negative 3. What is this 1 1 0 1? If I count positive values, this is 13. This is 13. If you start counting from 0 to here, this is 13. 13 I got, and what I have to do now? Now this is the 13. Even though it is negative 3, in 2's complement it has become 13. Now for 7, add 13. Where is 7? Here, add 13. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. You can check out, the answer is 4, positive 4. When you add positive 7 with a negative 3, answer is positive 4. The answer is correct. This is how we are going to use the standard rules to perform the addition and subtraction under mod system. Thank you. And this is the textbook I refer for explaining these concepts, and where we are going to concentrate only on these chapters, and this module is from chapter number 6.